Assalamualaikum and a very good morning. YB Dato Zahidi Zainal Abidin, Deputy Minister of KCOM now, we call it, right? Thank you very much, sir. It's indeed an honor that you're here today. Inja Iskandar Ismail, Chief Executive Officer of the Malaysian Competition Commission. Thank you, sir, also for being here. Muru, I always just call him Muru because he's such a good friend of the Malaysia Global Business Forum, the Chief Executive Officer of Novum. Lieutenant Colonel Mustafa, Senior Vice President of Outreach and Capacity Building for Cybersecurity Malaysia. Rizal Kamarul Zaman, also the co-chairman of the Malaysia Global Business Forum, together with Bruce Hope, who is also the co-chairman, those two handsome gentlemen at the back. Shah Zakaria, the Chief Executive Officer of Big Data Works. Thank you very much for finding time today. Sharala, there we are. One of the leading women in data and one of the key people that we've got here today. Thank you very much for joining us from the Center of Applied Data Sciences. Nada Subramaniam, Director of the International Business Development for Perfios Software Solutions Proprietary Limited. Thank you, sir, for joining us as well. We've also got some very international, interesting and international speakers as well. Leading the way is, of course, Bobby Varanasi, who is Chief Executive Officer of Mastertel, but also a Malaysian Australia Business Council member. Thank you very much for joining us here. Together with Dr. Sophie Lemaire. Thank you, mademoiselle, for joining us today. We are indeed honored to have you here. And Dr. Julia Ronkinfad, I think she's also here, who is the Assistant Professor of the Faculty of Science, Social Sciences at the University of Nottingham, Malaysia. Thank you very much for you all joining us today, and of course, members of the media and those who are joining us live through the different social media platforms. The Malaysia Global Business Forum was established to empower stakeholders at the intersection of the international intersection of Malaysian business through government relations, business intelligence, advocacy, media engagement, as well as market researching, networking, advisory, and business matching. And that's why today we are here. We are looking to continue to understand and explore the threats that we are faced with the new reality post-COVID-19, as well as within the digital economy. Corporations are in a digital arms race. It's just that many don't realize it. A new breed of mercenaries is now looking to exploit gaps in cybersecurity and digital frameworks. This, coupled with the weaponization of communications, designed to bring companies to their knees, organizations now need leaders who understand the new and rapidly evolving strategic landscape and its impact on digital resilience. Today, we are looking to address 5 critical questions. Firstly, how to cascade effective strategy and policy into actionable projects and strategies and drive into actionable projects that drive digital resilience. The interconnectedness of strategy and policy and how to tackle the gaps in the organizations or the frameworks that could lead to a crisis. How to recover from a crisis, especially one that plays out in the media and social media. Then addressing the opportunities and the cost of inaction or lack of investment into digital infrastructure. And lastly, addressing the vulnerabilities of critical digital infrastructure, especially post-COVID-19. So those are the critical questions we want to address today. And with that, I want to thank everyone for joining us, and I look forward to the discussion today. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your speech. Now, we would like to invite Iskandar Ismail, Chief Executive Officer of Malaysia Competition Commission, MyCC, to give his speech.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi, salam keluarga Malaysia, and very good afternoon, good morning to everybody. Honorable Deputy Minister of Communication and Multimedia Malaysia yang berhormat Datuk Zaidi bin Zainul Abidin, Mr. Nordin, Founding Chairman Malaysia Global Business Forum, distinguished speakers, honorable guests, participants joining us in person and online. Thank you for inviting me. It's a great honor to deliver the special address at the today's event amongst very distinguished guests, speakers and participants who are experts in this field. Thank you, Nordin, again for creating this space to allow such discourse to take place. I am reminded today of this phrase, no man is an island. To put this phrase in the context of this address, the government needs you, the industry players need the government. We need to work together to advance a healthy and a strong digital economy. But let me introduce you what is MyCC or Malaysia Competition Commission. We were established under the Competition Commission Act 2010 with a mandate to implement and enforce the provision of the Competition Act 2010. Our role is to safeguard the process of competition in the market in the interest of both consumers and businesses. Under our law, we are a regulator at the same time, we are a quasi-judicial body. When we are wearing the hat of a quasi-judicial body, we investigate, we decide, and we enforce our own decision. When we are wearing the hat of a regulator, we carry out market reviews, issue policy advice to the government and guidelines where necessary, and undertake advocacy programs to increase awareness amongst the public. So far, we have issued more than 30 decisions, 70 policy advices, and carried out more than 300 advocacy programs. Ladies and gentlemen, the rapid growth of digital economy, as we know, started as soon as the world was beset by COVID-19. Consequently, digitalization has reshaped competitive dynamics in the economy, creating new markets and transforming existing ones. It presents a multifaceted challenge for competition authorities and policymakers. Digital economy forms a central driver to future prosperity, delivering waves of innovation, efficiency, and consumer welfare. It has revolutionized business models, product services, communication, and even our social interactions. Digitalization has also stimulated a shift in the market dynamics, paving the way for emergence of key platforms, network, and proliferation of multi-sided markets. Digital economy in Malaysia will drive the economic growth. There is no doubt. Under the 12th Nation Plan, digital economy is expected to contribute more than 25% of our GDP. In any evolving markets, inevitably, we have to face new forms of misconduct and examine markets whose precise boundaries are unclear. There are mounting concerns about conduct in digital markets and indicators of growing market power that have led to the call for new competition policy tools and the more active use of the existing one. Example, the case against Google, against Facebook, Meta, Apple, Delivery Hero, by various countries such as US, South Korea, South Africa, Australia, and EU. In 2019, when we launched our market review for food sector, we detected that 50% of Malaysians prefer shopping online. In 2020, when we did our market review on wholesale and retail industry, we have found the number have increased to 70%. While at the same time, only 7% of our enterprises are e-commerce ready. Only 7%. Let me emphasize that. Thus, it is no surprise that the government, including MyCC, have in recent years received numerous complaints against tech companies or e-commerce or digital economy players, mostly multinational companies. We have also a history of investigating and penalizing enterprises such as MyEG Services and DagangNet. To ensure that no Malaysian misses out on the digital revolution, the time has come for us to lay the groundwork for the country transformation into an advanced digital economy. This foundation entails constructing advanced digital infrastructure, facilitating innovation, and establishing an ecosystem in which all of us may contribute to the advancement of improved living standards, the benefit of which will be shared by all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, the government has a responsibility to encourage digital adoption and should play a key role in driving and adopting emerging technologies. From here, it can be done through regulatory framework and policies. We have now My Digital. We have just recently launched our Malaysian plan, whereby the strategy focuses on strengthening growth enablers, especially in technology and innovation sectors. We have National 4IR policy, yeah, and for MyCC, we have came out with our strategic plan for 2021 to 2025. We're going to amend the law so that we can incorporate digital market features in our law. At the same time, we have been tasked by the government in My Digital Plan to do so. We are planning to issue guidelines on the digital economy and at the same time carry out market review next year on digital economy. For your information, ladies and gentlemen, countries like Australia, Singapore, Japan, EU have started market reviews on this market since 2020. Let me touch a bit on the role of private sector. MyCC always believe, other than providing strong regulatory framework and policies, that the role of government is to facilitate an enabling environment. In return, MyCC expect the enterprises to continue their entrepreneurship while at the same time strive to be innovative and efficient. And the next question comes to our mind. How to ensure the seamless cooperation or the strong bond between the government and the players? For one, we need to work together so we can mitigate threats, incentivize collaboration, and help lessen unnecessary restriction. My tips to the private players or to the industry players. One, share your insights of the market, including your strategies. Number two, spread the knowledge, the know-how to us, but we are not interested in your business secret. Yeah. Third, never stop to give suggestions and inputs to the government. Number four, grow leaders and nurtures the talents. And last but not least, number five, be bold in your research and development. Some of you may say that these are all the things that you have been doing for the past 20 or 30 years. In the government, ladies and gentlemen, we are just a bunch of policy makers. Not all of us knows the in and out of the industry. We come and go due to promotion and transfers. And in the end, we are just human beings like you that easily forgets. Do not ever stop to collaborate and work with the government. Various ministries and agencies have stepped up the efforts to embed digitalization in their agenda. More is needed for the nation to keep up with the pace of change, especially in technological advancement, labor market requirements, business model innovation, and changing public expectation. In order to meet the challenges of the digital economy, we must work together and take the necessary action to adapt and collaborate for the next normal. The road ahead will not be easy, but we must be courageous enough to take this quantum leap forward in order to elevate the quality life for all Malaysians in the years to come. With that, I hope that we will have a fruitful and insightful discourse today. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you for your speech. Now, we would like to invite our guest of honor, YB Datuk Zahidi Zainul Abidin, Deputy Minister of Communications and Multimedia, to deliver his keynote address.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good evening, morning, and salam keluarga Malaysia. Mr. Nordin Abdullah, founding chairman of Malaysian Global Business Forum. Mr. Iskandar Ismail, chief executive officer of Malaysian Competition Commission. Mr. Mru Gason, chief executive officer of Novum CS Dan Berhad. Mr. Rizal Kamaruzaman, co-chairman of Malaysian Global Business Forum. Bruce Hope, co-chairman of Malaysia Global Business Forum. And Sophie, distinguished speaker, members of media, guests, and those joining us virtually. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, in our current digital environment, businesses have increasingly grown more dependent on digital technology. This is more prevalent, especially when COVID-19 hit our shore more than 2 years ago. We have witnessed businesses forced to get into digital space or risk closing shop, and communication online and in social media has spiked more than ever before due to the increasing needs for Malaysians of all age groups to be more tech savvy, whether we like or not. As we transit into the endemic phase, the post-COVID-19 recovery strategy must include innovative digital technologies and business models for Malaysians to become more resilient. With the growing needs for technological adoption and innovation, come an increase in threat or disasters such as disruption due to cybersecurity attack, ransomware, weaponized information in the media, and lack of skilled manpower, to the name a few. The government is indeed very much aware of this, as we have been on digitalization journey since 1996 when we first introduced the multimedia super corridor. Fast forward today, in order to ensure a more secure digital environment for rakyat and the businesses in the country, both local and international, we have over the past recent years developed various policies and initiatives to drive the support of nation toward a digital transformation and digital resilience. Ladies and gentlemen, the opportunity for growth is global, but we must also define the opportunity within the context of our region in our home market. In the region, we are ranked number one among the emerging Southeast Asia market, with the most potential to attract foreign investors, according to 2022 Macon Institute Global Opportunity Index. The region, according to the Asian Investment Report 2020 and 2021, is projected to be one of the world's fastest growing data center market in the next few years, with 70% of data center concentrated in three ASEAN member states: Malaysia, Singapore, and Indonesia. The fourth industrial revolution and the rapid advancement of destructive technologies, including digital technology, has shown the potential to significantly transform the economic landscape around the world. If we do not embrace digitalization, Malaysia will lose out in increasing competitive global economy. Research has shown that artificial intelligence technology can increase gross domestic product (GDP) by up to 26% in the next decade. I am pleased to report Malaysia Information and Communication Technology (ICT) sector has contributed 320 billion RM to the value of economy, amounting for 22.6% of GDP in 2020. The government understands too well the opportunities to enforcing the digital economy towards long-term goal. Hence, the government introduced My Digital as a national initiative that symbolized the government's aspiration to transform Malaysia into the digital-enabled and technology-driven high-income nation and a regional leaders in the digital economy. To realize this aspiration, the Malaysian digital economy blueprint is formulated to set a direction, outline the strategies, initiative, and target to build the foundation to drive the growth of digital economy, including bridging the digital divide. The blueprint will also ensure that country is ready to embrace digital technology by seizing existing opportunities. The National Digital Economy and 4IR Council forms the highest government to determine policies, implement and monitor the digital economy strategies and initiatives. Ladies and gentlemen, 5 years ago, job title like metaverse engineer, artificial intelligence security specialist, and cyber and digital forensic analyst were either unknown or not yet popular. Now they are high demand. This means that we need to be agile both in public and private sector, and that why my digital and Malaysian digital economy blueprint has been put in place. Strengthening and nurturing skilled human capital is essential in the digital economy, but individuals have a responsibility for them to themselves be digitally resilient by aiming themselves with the right skill set. These will ensure that they are future-proof so that Malaysia can be an investment destination not because we have cheap labor, but because we have highly qualified and productive individuals. As, as stated by Coursera 2021 Global Skill Report, Malaysia will rank 46 among 160 countries that was studied. Malaysian scoring in the individual domain stands at 53% in business skill, technology 56%, and data science 62%, where overall worker skills are labelled as competitive. Malaysia, as one of the digital-driven nations, has created a competitive environment that can create highly driven employees to further improve their skill. Ladies and gentlemen, cybersecurity is ever evolving in tandem with technological advancement in closing the gaps of moving a step further in tackling cyber criminal activities. This is digital age of the Industrial Revolution 4.0 and 5G network. Everything is highly connected, and users are heavily dependent on internet and digital technologies in their daily activities. Moving toward the fourth industrial revolution within today, pandemic environment has resulted in an unpredictable cyber environment where dependency and internet usage has reached new heights. The Malaysian government will also continue to invest in digital infrastructure. The case in point will be the 5G's rollout. The new 5G networks support a massive number of connected devices and are expected to be much faster, reliant, and efficient. It is allow consumers and developers to keep pace with rapidly increasing voice and data traffic and is expected to provide capabilities of new technologies such as IoT. The power and potential of 5G capabilities go way beyond enabling super-fast video streaming with zero lag time and full-length movie download and within seconds. The new 5G technology will provide a more stable mobile network for these activities and will also enable infrastructure and other services. This will allow foreign and domestic investors the required bandwidth to grow well in the future. The opportunities that come with digitalization pose various threats globally, and Malaysia will also not exempted. The internet and digital technology are considered as double-edged sword, which can be used for both good and bad purposes. No doubt that both benefit us many ways and can also be misused to fit various malicious activities that include cybercrime, cyber espionage, hacktivism, cyber-terrorism, and several other nefarious activities. Cybersecurity has become a major concern for everyone in its public and also private sector, academia, non-profit organizations, and individual users across the globe. Emerging cyber threats have become a lot more sophisticated, disastrous, and pose possible serious risks and challenges that to individual and nation. Thus, we need to have resilience in the corporate sector and the baseline for resilience in digital economy to in cybersecurity. Cybersecurity should be viewed as a comprehensive ecosystem consisting of people, which include training, awareness, and education. Process that will adoption of relevant cybersecurity policies, procedures, standard and best practices as well as technology, in which the use of technology for improving cybersecurity capabilities and benefit in minimizing human error. The traditional approach is important for no longer sufficient traditional technology leave significant gaps in cyber defense such as physical attack, blending in digital technologies. Cybersecurity Malaysia has continually been recognized as a leader in action for resilience. As a cybersecurity technical and specialist center, Cybersecurity Malaysia remains at the front line of our proactive defensive effort to protect our business, infrastructure and ecosystem. Cybersecurity Malaysia also plays a critical role in educating the public, particularly internet users, to be wary and various cybersecurity incidents via various initiatives and programs. At the end of the day, we want to ensure the national cyber environment is safe and secure. Cybersecurity is a fundamental component of today's digital and high-tech world. The government shall continue to collaborate with various cybersecurity players via a public-private partnership so that innovative policy can be developed. This policy will then inform our approach to the regulatory framework that will ensure the business-friendly ecosystem for the corporate sector in increasingly digital landscape. All, all in all, we need to adopt more innovative, aggressive, proactive, and adaptive approach to stay ahead of this cyber threat. We must also effectively face the challenges with dynamic approach, having defense in depth, the zero trust approaches. In addition, we need for cybersecurity encompassing people, process and technology in rather official and such need will continue to grow in many more years to come. Ladies and gentlemen, on the final note, I want to take this opportunity to congratulate the team as the Malaysian Global Business Forum for taking the initiative to host such an important intellectual discourse. I look forward to speaking with more of you here today about what it meant to develop a digital resilient future. I have also been made to understand that full report will be submitted following the event today, so I encourage all participants to share freely their ideas. I look forward for future partnership between the government and MGBF to attract investors and business partners in Malaysia. Thank you.
Thank you, YB, for your speech. We will invite YB to remain on stage for a group photo together with all our speakers.
Dah.